But what I did want to do is, I'm going to give everybody a number. And then I just want to do a little different. But I feel God. I'm happy about it. Now you remember that if you win, be like that lady. Remember that woman, her daughter won that $118 million. But the mother had given her the numbers and the money. So go play the lottery. And she played her son that had died, his birthday, played whatever, 2 or 3, whatever she played, and the numbers hit for $118 million. And I said that because whatever's going to happen, you remember she got your number. Thank you so much. That'd be perfect. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to let God have his way. And again, if I take my sweater off, I hope you're not offended that the skin on my body don't offend your soul. Because it's warm to me, you know. And I'm going through menopause and stuff. And so I get real...
We understand that.
Yeah.
I turned the air on, but it didn't come on yet.
So what I want to do, I want to say again, I apologize for my tardiness, because I was so angry, I had to get myself together, because I jumped in my car. I was going to the church to say, let's go. So when I got to the top, maybe about 5 blocks from the house, that motorcycle was coming down the street. And he said, Jan, he said, the look in your face, I'm like, yeah, yeah, because I time everything. You know what I mean? I'm not a last minute person now. Like my clothes was ready like last week. So I just reach and I'm busy, so I know how to put things in order. So he said, well, when you get in there, you can just tell them that it was all my fault. So I said, okay. First, I just want to say, do anybody have, I want to say that I love God. Let me start off by saying that. I love God. I want to always remain humbled and to remind everybody that nobody's perfect. We strive to see Jesus. I think I put a lot of pressure on myself I operate in the spirit of excellence. Everything has to be in order. Even the way I roll my t-shirts in my drawer look like donuts. You know, and I'm grateful, but I want us to be comfortable with being who we are as women. That's what I mean, because there's no 2 women alike. That's right. And what may make you comfortable may make me uncomfortable. What makes me uncomfortable may make you comfortable. And so what I've learned in these days is that we have to be comfortable with who we are. Because have you ever been around people that like they know somebody that's famous? And so because they know somebody that's famous, it makes them feel like, and then it makes you feel like you have to come behind because they know people. Well, I've learned too that when you are in your journey of life, that God will cause you to be where he wants you to be. Whether it be with someone with prestige or not. I've had my best days with people that didn't nobody know. Because when you're around people that everybody knows, everybody's around people, so it's not intimate and it's not personal. And so as women, I believe that what we have to do going forward is we have to take time out for us. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Sometimes with everything that we do, there's no time. When you're cooking, you're cleaning, you got to go to the doctor, you got to make sure this is done, you know, and I have my granddaughter lives with me, so she's 14, so now it's like, I've been praying like, God, what you doing? Because, you know, I'm a little too old for this, you know. My daughter's 40, you know, and now I got a 14-year-old. So my life, I get up in the morning, I take her to school, and I stop my world at about 20 minutes to 3 to go pick her up from school. She's a praise dancer. I have to take her to rehearsal. I have to go back and pick her up. She sings. I have to take her to choir rehearsal. So I'm thinking, wait a minute, where's my time? You know? And then don't forget Mr. Earl now, because he has to be at work at 5. So I'm up. I got breakfast, a lunch, and then it depends on what kind of mood mentally he's in, you know, like, it's a crazy thing. So I get up, think, okay, well, let me make his breakfast. So I made him 2 bacon and egg sandwiches. I made him 2 turkey sandwiches for lunch and a granola, and just real trying to be goody-goody. So he calls me, and probably was in one of his bad moods or whatever. He said, you know, don't be making me all them sandwiches. I'm not trying to be all big and myself. Okay. So, yeah, I tell you what, just make my lunch. Don't make me no more breakfast. I said, oh, okay. I got you. So now, I don't want no more lunch either. I'll just wait till I get on. Oh, that works for me. Now I take 2 of the instant packs of oatmeal and lay it on the table by his keys. Because I'll teach you. I was getting up, making breakfast, making lunch. And then, you know, when he gets off at 6 o'clock in the evening, he's not looking for me. He's making sure that there's an aroma. You know, long as dinner's done when he come in from work, good guy, good guy. But I fixed him. Now he's eating dry oatmeal. But that's what you get. Because you didn't appreciate me getting up, making breakfast at 5 o'clock in the morning. I said that because when we take all of our energy and all of our time, even for those that are still working and having to do everything for everybody, where are we at in our lives? Where do we breathe at? You know, even when it comes time to take a bath, and in my head, I'm just amazing. So now I got to clean the tub out because you took a shower. Why didn't you take the, just, you know? So in my head, it's still when I get ready to steal a moment, I still got to. So what I want to say is, I've learned in this last month or so, I get up like at 3:20, and everybody's asleep. And I go in the living room and I'll sit on my chase. I go on YouTube and they have this music with rain and storm and the waves and everything, and I put it in my ear. And I just find myself with peace. Because wherever you can find yourself, that's where you find yourself. I may pray for like an hour and a half. So now it's still 6 o'clock, time for me to do whatever I need to do. But I stole some time for myself. At 3:20, it is amazing. It's like clockwork now. At 3:10, I was walking through the house with the lights on this morning. It's like it's become a part of me because it's me. Don't leave you out of your life. So many times we are so busy leaving us out of our lives and tending to everybody else and everything. I have a friend. I went to Kentucky. Her mom died. Last month I was in Kentucky. And her mom, their house, you wouldn't think nobody lived there. It was so immaculate. And her mom, they remodeled the house, the city did, a beautiful home. But the mother ended up with Alzheimer's and didn't know the home. So, but they kept her at home, and so one time I was there, and she had become her mother. Wiping the window, no dust on the floor. I said, what are you doing? I said, your mother got a brand new home, beautiful. I don't even know she's in the land of the living. She sits in a chair. I said, you're gonna be your mother? I said, you know what I would do probably? I probably would let dirt get on the floor before I start dusting, just so I'd have something. But in her head, there can be nothing anywhere. And so she has become obsessed. My stepmother, now that's cleaning. My stepmother was big. She used to wear a size 24. She was a big girl, big girl. And so she started losing weight and walking and drinking and taking these vitamins or whatever they were giving her. And now she maybe wear a 0. But her mind ain't the same. Because when you become obsessed with something, to change who you are or to be and not be who you really are, it's okay not to wash dishes all the time. That's just my thinking. I'm a cook and my kitchen is immaculate, but every now and then I'll make I'll do it on purpose, I think, just to make sure I don't become so obsessed. But it's okay, because I'm saying this because I'm watching us sit around and not know who we are, and that's sad to me. Or sit around and so limited because, oh, I don't feel like it. Do you know what I've learned to do? What I don't feel like. I've learned to do what I don't do. If I don't, hypothetically, I don't like really being outside in the parks and hanging out. That's just not me. But now I have 14 grandkids, and every time they have a party, they have to have it in the park with a jumper and the barbecue grill, because it's easier than having it in somebody's house. Now I'm sitting in the park. Get my little cooler, think I'm cute, you know, got my own little chair, and because I'm learning to step out of what I call normalcy. I don't care how old we get, we got to change our thinking. I'm gonna bring the word with me now. I was teaching last night. I closed a revival last night, and the thing was time for a change. And of course, we know the scripture, Romans 12:2. Be ye transformed. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Listen, we got to stop thinking that I'm okay, and let's really be okay. My friend is 80, my best friend, she's 80, in LA. and I'll go by and she'll say, do I look okay? I said, shut up. We're friends, so. Because in her mind, she'll look in the mirror and she'll have anxiety. And she'll think something's wrong with her face. Or she has gas. And so she's, I have pain right here. I said, you mean to tell me at 80 years old, you think you just get up and ain't nothing gonna be wrong with you? But it's in her thinking, right? We have to watch how we keep feeding ourselves. And so in order to do that, do something that's not normal. I have a cousin that everything, she's 20-something. Everything is so negative. Oh, well, I would have a man, but ain't no good man around here. And I went on the internet. He said he left his wife and his 2 kids, and he came here from Mississippi. And I'm thinking, you're only 20. But do you see how her mind is? She's already spoke doom because what happened? Because you know what I found out? I'm very transparent, because I can't teach you if I can't be honest about me. I had to teach Mr. Earl, because he's like, you're always somewhere. I said, I learn from other people. I glean. I go, I sit, I learn, I listen how other women are around, and women groups over here, and women groups, just to see what the world is doing, see what other women are doing, what other women are talking about. This is how we are fruitful one to another, because if all we have is the same conversation, we're bored. You know what I'm saying? I can go and sit in a room, don't know anything, but I have enough in myself as a woman. I can sit there and listen with an understanding. But when I leave, I got good mental notes. I take good notes, because when I leave, the only reason why I walked into the room was so that I could be better when I left the room. The only reason why you come to these women groups is so that when you leave the woman's group, there's something about me as a woman that I will be better about, because this is what I took time out for on my Saturday morning. It wasn't just about coming to hear Janice preach. I hear her preach all the time. But talk to me about being different. We're all, listen, I know that we are all grown, so I can't teach you certain things, but we can share on how to be fruitful and happy in our older age. I'll be 60. And my greatest thing is to be happy and healthy. But do you know that your health comes from your mental? Mm-hmm. Your health comes from your mental. I was teaching last night Numbers, I believe it was 13, Numbers 13, about when Moses sent the spies over to spy out the land, and how 10 of them came back and said, well, you know, the giants are over there, the Amalekites, the Anks, all of them are over there, and yeah, the land is flowing with milk and honey, and here's the grapes, and we got pomegranates, and we got figs, but we can't take that land, because what we saw was bigger than us. And the Bible said that Caleb stilled the people. That means, in my head, is that when the first people, 10 people came in, and they told him, oh, this, and we can't do it, and we can't do it, and we can't do it, and we can't do it. I don't want to be on a committee that can't do it. Because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And sometimes you got to strengthen yourself through Christ. Everybody's not going to have your vision. Everybody's not going to feel like you feel. Oh, I don't feel too good today. I don't want to hear that. A whole lot of days I don't feel good. I operate like that. But I don't let how I feel dictate what I do. Does that make sense? If I have a headache, I take 2 Advil and I keep rolling. You know, if my knee hurts, boom, I know in an hour I'm going to be wherever I'm going to be, but I ain't going to be in no pain with that. We cannot allow life to put limits on us as women. The spy said, well, we can't take the land. And the Bible said that Caleb stilled the people. And when Caleb stilled the people, he said, listen, the land is flowing with milk and honey. Let us go and take the land. But there was 10 people that said, no, we can't do that. And Caleb and Joshua had a different vision. Let me tell you something. Just because people in your family don't believe like you believe, don't mean that you should stop believing.
Amen.
Just because your mama didn't drive a Porsche, don't mean you can't have a Porsche.
Right.
Just because your mama didn't buy a house, don't mean you can't own a house. Because life changes. And we are not who somebody else used to be. But our vision has got to be, it doesn't matter what's in front of me. Because, listen, okay, I'm going to stay right there, but I want to give you this part of the scripture where it said about Caleb. It said he had a different spirit. Isn't it amazing? All these people, Israelites, but they're coming through, but they had a different vision. Have you ever been around somebody that didn't believe like you believe? Listen, this is my truth. Every year for the last 17, 18 years in September, I would have what I would call an excelling party. And it's my birthday, but I give it back to the women. My birthday, I don't celebrate, I celebrate women. And so every year, the January comes, God would give me a topic. I get the date, so at the church we went to there, as long as you're faithful, pay your tithes, you can have the facilities for free. So it was always free at that time. And so every year, I would plan a party with no money. But every year I had the grandest. Over 100 and some women every year. And a lot of times there were just new women that I meet women in the grocery store, I hand them an invitation. And everybody's looking for something different. Bring your friend, bring your friend. Because we women, we don't like to travel alone by ourselves. But we have to be willing to experiment something different. So they would come, and I would have, and I cook. I'd cook for 100 people. I have servers, but I do all the cooking. The last one was just so over the top. It was the princess within, and I had the whole thing decorated. The decorations cost more than the food. I had a lady to come in and just make it look like a palace. It cost me a couple of $1,000. But I have faith. And God, listen, always remember, when God gives you a vision, He will make provision. We can do anything that you want to do. In my head, because I don't know the weather here, but in my head I was thinking about maybe one time, maybe next year, you pick it, to be out on the parking lot with tables and umbrellas and teas and hats, and the ladies, just the ladies' day out. But we just outside on the parking lot, and all you do is rent the tables and the umbrellas and the tablecloths, because I can do all things. And then you put it, you invite whatever churches are around. You just say, here's 10 free tickets. Well, here's 10 free tickets. That's how we embrace and get to know, right? I was in the revival. The ladies, the other The other two ministers, I didn't know them, you know, but I got to meet other women, you know. And so when the lady finished last night, I closed the revival, but the host let everybody speak and whatever. She said, I don't know her, but I love her. Just by meeting her through revival. This is how we meet people, is when we reach out and do something different. So now, watch this. If Caleb, oh, let me tell you about my party next year. I didn't have a party this year. I took all the money and I went to Kentucky because my best friend's mom died and my daughter-in-law has been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. So I went to spend a few weeks with my son and his wife. But I still gave my birthday back. I was cleaning their house and cleaning out the cabinets and cooking, you know, just trying to be strength in a weak place. You know what I'm saying? So next year, and I will extend my invitation so you won't have a reason to say no. I'm going to have my birthday on a yacht.
Wow.
I went to look at the yacht. It's 3 stories. Buffet, and I locked it, and she said, okay, once you, so it's going to be in September, but I'm going to celebrate my 60th birthday on a yacht, and I don't have no money. But when you get dressed and come on that yacht, you're going to say, this right here, yeah, we can do this, because I trust God, because he said what? That there's no good thing I'll withhold from them that walk uprightly before me. You understand what I'm saying? So I want to have a yacht where I can have 100 women to come on for free and have dinner, and we sell out and sell back in 4 hours. Oh. That's my desire, right? And so I guess I have that Caleb vision, because he said, yeah, even though they're over there, we can take that. Because if they brought back a cluster of grapes for two of them had to carry it, can you imagine what was really there? This is what we have to remember about ourselves. I'm still here. That means I have a chance. Well, I can do this if I put me into it. Do you know our biggest problem? Procrastination.
What? Procrastination.
Procrastination.
You put things off.
Always. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And then it's next week, and then it's next week, and then it's not completed. That's you? I think that's all of us in something.
I do the next minute, everything.
Do you? The next minute? That's good. You're a rare jewel.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you Queen Latifah?
No, I don't want to be Queen Latifah, but I sure would like to write her checks.
Swear is, I think, even in here, she has something in it exactly, is even acting, because I used to be a acting class for 8 years in this country, and I know her. Even I met her, and she just like your twins.
Oh, wow. How about that? If we had that check, we'd already be on that boat. So I was thinking about the part of the scripture where it says, and we were over there, and yeah, we saw them, but we saw ourselves as grasshoppers. And so they saw us as grasshoppers. Do you know, can I just break that down just a minute? He said, yeah, we were over there and we saw ourselves as grasshoppers. I wanted to preach that part so bad, like a real preacher, because the way you see yourself is the way you'll carry yourself.
That's right, amen.
And if you carry yourself with low self-esteem, or I can't, I don't know how, guess what? People pick up on that just like that, especially people that are looking for weak people. They study people to beat people. And all they got to do is talk to you. I was talking to my friend. I said, I'm having a ham sent. I was there for the repast, and somebody had smoked this ham. I'd never had it like that before. for her mom's repast. I said, okay, I want one of those for Thanksgiving. I'll break it up and have it for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Tell me what I got to, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so she got in touch with the lady. Jan, you need to send me $60. I said, okay, can I send it to you through PayPal? And so she said, I don't have that. Now, mind you, she's in the car with the new gentleman friend at 59. Oh, well, you know, I don't know how to do that. When I get back home, that was the wrong thing to say in front of him. Because what you're supposed to say, you know what, sweetie, right now, don't send it through PayPal because I'm going to be gone for the weekend. I tell you what, I'll call you back on Monday and we'll figure this out. I'm never going to play dumb in front of somebody I'm trying to get. You have to watch. You understand what I'm saying? Because how you going to tell this man, now we might not know nothing about these iPhones and all that stuff, but you're trying to get a husband. He ain't supposed to know that. Because you know what? The only thing that you do is you go to Google. Tell me how to sign up for PayPal. And they go right to the screen and show you just how to do it. And a lot of times we speak out of ignorance instead of researching knowledge. And it causes us to be looked at differently. And so now here you are, 59, on the way for the weekend with a man that you're trying to get to be your forever now. He's paying attention to how you've limited your education and your knowledge. Listen, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed. I'm going through underlining words, and then I go right back and I look them up in the dictionary. Because I can't teach to you words that I don't have the definition to. Conformed, transformed. You got to be able to know some stuff for yourself. What do you mean by conformed? Don't think like what you see. Don't think listen, my granddaughter told me that she took a stress test. Now she's 14. She said that my number was over where I'm stressed. I said, was it the light bill, the gas bill, or what part of that had you? That's a trick. But I got news for her because I'm paying attention. Because the enemy apparently is trying to talk to her head to put her in. I said, well, what's going on? Oh, it's just so much going on. The young people are so different than it was when you was a kid. I said, but because I outstood the things that young people had to go through, I'm still here. I said, you got to mentally learn how to deal with things and not carry what don't belong to you. Watch this. The 10 spies saw giants. Caleb saw the promise. That was faith. Because God said, I'm going to give this land to the children of Israel. The land is flowing with milk and honey. Yes, he said the Canaanites were there. He said that the Amalekites were there. The Levites. He said all of them, they were there. But I'm still giving it to you. And a lot of times God is saying, you can have it. But you got to believe me that you can have it. Because if God speaks a word, you have to believe it. You have to believe it. I had a man, I don't know where this man came from one time, and he was an older white gentleman, and he came to the church and he was preaching, and I was sitting like back that way. And he said, you right there, come here. And I looked around, he said, yeah, you in the green. And so, you know, church is crowded and everybody's looking. And so I walked down there and I'm just standing. He said, God told me to tell you that you're going to be a millionaire. He said, I'm going to make sure that she have my phone number, because if what I'm telling you is not the truth, girl, I've been telling God about that man and that million ever since. Because I believe. Why can't I be a millionaire? What is Donald Trump? He got a few of them. And he's something else. We serving God. And we can't believe his promises to walk in a land flowing with milk and honey.
Yeah.
Listen, he said, I would that you would prosper. He said, I came that you may have life and may have it more abundantly. Do you know what that means? It's not just about material things. It's about your wisdom. It's about your knowledge. That's abundant. That's abundant living. and you have the knowledge to succeed in areas of your life, on how to maintain your finances, on how to be aggressively for the kingdom, that's abundant living. Because when you're sowing into the kingdom is always restoring back into you. Sometimes we get restless because we can't understand why it's not happening fast enough. Why? You ever think about why you have to go through so much?
Yep.
Yes.
I know it's all in your spirit right today too. You're irritated with something. You know, it's like you're irritated. You know, you are really irritated in your spirit. Something has really teed you off. You know, like you sitting here like, I hear you, but I'm only here because I came with her. But I'm hearing you, but this right over here has me really distracted. You know what that, you know why? Because the devil sent it to distract you, to keep you discouraged. Because it's the matters of the heart. So when you deal with the matters of the heart, what I mean by the matters of the heart, it's connected to you. And so you don't want to feel so frustrated. You want it moved. You don't want to deal with it anymore. Because it's not just happening, it's like something that consistent happens, like this. It's consistently. So now it's getting in your spirit. And it's causing you to be angry. And should nothing bring you out of your character, that means that it's not of God. God didn't cause you to be angry. The enemy did. But you're so angry because you don't know what to do. You know what to do. You just don't know how to turn that corner. Sometimes when you take both of your hands off and do like this, they give you peace. And I promise you, let it go. That's easy for me to say. But God is saying, tell her, I said, let it go. Trust me that I will take care of the matter. And it won't overwhelm you anymore, because in the days to come, it's like it's choking all the life out of you. You're functioning while you're drowning. And God said to trust him. You know better. But it's so hard to let go, because you thought you was really driving this train for a while. And now you realize that you're not the conductor at all. And baby, let me tell you something. I wouldn't care who was in this room. God, I need you to free me. Because I don't need to walk around bound. And you're really, you're bound right now. I can see just how the enemy, it's like snakes.
Just like take my life.
Yeah.
Like it want to take my life to death. That's how I feel like I'm fighting for my life against death. It's real. You know, I'm facing that.
What are you facing?
Homelessness. My kids are back on drugs, back in jail. I'm in my car. I'm in a situation I've never been. Never been.
Isn't it amazing to find yourself at this age in that place?
Yeah.
Watch this. Only to help you. Because we know that being homeless, I don't know your situation or circumstances, but what I do know is that there's a resource where you can go into a shelter for 6 months and transition, and they'll give you Section 8. I do know that much. You just go on the internet. You might have to, but 6 months, it don't matter. You have your Section 8 for the rest of your life. And let me tell you something. as far as your, I don't know, one of your sons is, it's just a spirit,
Yeah.
you know, and it's pretty dangerous.
Yep.
You know. But, and then you have a daughter?
Yeah. All my kids are facing a lot. Sick, my grandson, my daughter, my son, it's just, we've gotten attacked so bad. So bad, you know? And I'm trying to keep it together because I'm mom. If I lose it, I mean, that's it for my kids.
So now you know that you have to step up in your faith. It's like, I know you have to be praying.
Yeah.
I know you're praying. I know I have some oil in my purse. I just no, she's gonna give me some oil. This is why these kind of meetings are important. Because we're helpers one to another. Thank you. I want you to come to me. Who has number 5? Okay. Listen, I want you to stand with her. Give me your hands. I'm going to anoint you. God said to tell you to trust him. One of them went to prison or they were going to die.
Yeah, he's in prison.
Yeah. But sometimes it seems like it's a worse thing than a bad thing. You know, but God knows the down the road thing. So I'd rather have him in prison than in a grave. Because if he's in prison, he still has a chance for eternal life. Had he got into something different out here, okay, tell him what I said. He said, had he continued, it would have extended and caused death.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
I know.
so that part, you're grateful that God didn't allow him to go off into eternity, because had he went off into eternity, he would have went straight to hell.
Yeah.
So that you can just, God, I thank you. You know, I don't want him in jail, but at least I know he's not in hell. Transitioning your thinking, teach him, save him while he's there. It's the same thing with your daughter. She has a real hard-head spirit.
Yeah.
She's so rebellious and grown, and you can't tell her nothing. And I'm grown, and she has this I'm better than you spirit.
Yeah.
You know, so
Mom
you
don't know nothing.
yeah, you're gonna have to just continue to pray, and maybe that's why God had me to say what I said at the beginning. Where are you at in your life? That was you. Where are you at? You're so busy trying to fix what they have broken. And God is saying that's not your job. You can't fix it because you're not fixed. You're broken. And so what happens is a lot of times when we're bleeding, we bleed on people that don't cause the pain or the blood to flow. So you can't help them right now. So what you need to do is back up and take a deep breath and say, God, I trust you. I love them. But I can't lose me in this, because I can see the enemy wrapped all the way around you. And like you say, trying to take all of your life, the reason why I had you stand here is because every now and then, do you know her?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. Wow. I want you for the next 5 days. This is why I bought my paper plates. I did this at a prayer before, and it just works wonders. For 5 days, because she has a lot on her plate. I want you to write your name on here. Write your name on here. And for 5 days, I want you to carry her plate home with you and pray for her plate, for what she's going through. Okay. I was doing a thing called A Message in a Bottle. And since you have number 5, that you get the first one. I want you to take this home, and all week, and as you pray, just write, I prayed. I prayed, right, every day this week. Every time you think about her, lay your hands on it and begin to, God, intercede for her this week. That's your job. Okay? Listen, I want you to see about getting into a shelter because you know the weather's getting ready to really become a little bracy here. So, as far as your children go, pray for your children and leave them in God's hands. And I know that seemed to be like, Janice, you're tripping. No, what you have to do, you have to tell God, you promised that you wouldn't put no more on me than I can bear. This is heavy. But watch this. But you also promised me that you would keep me in perfect peace if I keep my mind stayed on you.
Right, believe me, I do.
That's why you have to ask God to take them. Take them. Listen, I have 4 kids. 2 of them were selling dope. One of them was, I don't know what he was doing in that bank, but he lost his job. So it wasn't real good, was it? And I'm talking about he was a manager over the whole entire bank. So it wasn't good, but he won't tell me. And then I had a daughter that was stealing. I need you to hear me. And one week she got caught stealing. And she spent the night with her boyfriend, I thought. The next week she go stealing with her friend. Her friend, the buzzer go off with the friend coming out. And the last week she got caught stealing, they took her to jail and her boyfriend bonded her out before I could find out about it. The following week she had to she went shopping with her girlfriend and the girlfriend stole something like something for the computer. And so she had stole something. Well, when she was coming out, the buzzer didn't go off on her. The buzzer went off on the friend. She go back in the store and guess what happened? The buzzer went off. So now you got 2 strikes. Waiting on that third one. She had already been to court and I didn't know anything about it. My daughter was facing a 3 strike. I'm sitting in my living room tripping because I called the boyfriend like, where's Lakeisha? Oh, she had a ticket she went to pay. I didn't know that she had went to jail, and I thought she spent the night with him, so I'm calling like, okay, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, where's she at? Oh, she went to court to take care of a ticket. I said, oh, okay, well, I know court's over at 12 because they take a lunch, so I'm calling back at 1. Where's Lakeisha? Oh, she ain't got back yet. Huh? But he didn't tell me. They locked her up. So I'm sharing my story to let you know that all things are possible to them that believe.
Amen.
So one night I was dreaming, and I seen my son on a bicycle. And he said, okay, at 7 o'clock I'm going to go so-and-so. But he was dropping dope off at 7 o'clock that night. And so I called him up. I said, hey, son. I said, you have to be at this man's house named B.Y. I said, at 7 o'clock tonight. I said, God said you're going to prison if you make that drop. He said, Mom, I was on my way. I said, well, if you keep going that way, you're going to prison. He stopped selling dope because of the fear. Then my other son, he's a big guy. He's a big guy. My granddaughter that I come with, Brenda, that's her dad. That's my baby son, big guy. And when he hit me, he'd knock him out. Okay? So he's in the street. So some guy pulls up, he has a truck, some guy pulls up with his truck. My son says something smart and open the door. He's got fight. This other guy had a gun and shot my son. So now I got my son that lost his job at the bank. I got my daughter that's gone through that, my others. And I'm laying in the bed at nighttime, and all of their situations and everything about them is running through my head, and the devil was trying to take my mind. And I couldn't think because of I said, God, please. I can't do this. I'm going to need you to take them off my mind like that. And I kept praying, take it. God, you take all 4 of them. And I began to pray. If I look out for somebody else's, will you send somebody to look out for them? Because it's too close to the heart. And every night I lay down, I couldn't sleep. I'd be up midnight too. Usually I would sleep 1 hour, wait, just straight up, because what is he doing? What is he, what is she, where they at? And I asked God to take it. Half the time I don't even think about my kids unless they call. Because I kept giving them to God so that I could live. So that I can live. I was talking to my son the other day. I said, you having an affair? He said, Mom, why you ask me that? Just ask. Because you know his mom. Sometimes the only thing you can do is pray. My daughter went to court, got it expunged, went back, got her master's. She is the, what do you call it? Director, HR director over a big electric company in Torrance. God can turn it all the way around. My son that was selling the dope just bought a brand new home, working on a job. His wife got a son. My other son got a job. Drank Hennessy, but he got a job. Do you understand? My other son, he got him a job, but he understood. And then he also got his pastoral license. He's a pastor.
Amen. Hallelujah.
God can turn it around.
Amen.
And that's what I want to leave with you today. My story, for you to always remember. God, you don't have a respect of a person. And you didn't have her to tell me what you done for her because you ain't going to do it for me. Bless you.
Amen.
Amen.
Yes, ma'am.
5 years ago, my son had a gun to his head, and this week we moved into our new home.
Amen. Amen.
God does change
Yes.
their lives around, and
Yes.
when you let go,
That's
like
when
you're
it
saying,
happens.
that's what happens.
Yes. Yes.
We
yes.
just get on our faces and cry out to
That's
God
it.
for them. That's how we take care of them and
Yeah.
help them.
Yeah. It's like my son. He'll borrow money but won't pay me back. But that's my son. You know what I mean? And so he's, Ma, he drags my name like that. Ma, do you want to pick the boys up? I drop the boys off to you in the morning and you pick the boys up from school and I'll pay you instead of the daycare provider. I said, unfortunately, I will not be able to do that. Don't pick a shade tree for me to sit under. I'm not babysitting. I need my life. I need my life. And we can pick and choose what we want to do. If I want to do it, fine. And if I don't, I got my daughter so good last night. I said, so I'm preaching. And no, my son, I'm waiting on him. I'm going to get him again too. So he said, we go to Bible study. It's at his house now, right? We're sitting there. And he says, yeah, Mom, I used one of your phrases last Sunday, but you wasn't at church. I said, that's the second time you done said that to me. I sent him a flyer of me preaching last night. I said, what time will you be pulling up? I'll have him meet you at the door. So I preach next Friday, but his son has a football game. And his son is a senior. It's his last home game. What you think he gonna do? He's gonna see his son play football instead of his mama preach. That's why you can't get, baby, do you? So I don't feel, you got to understand, our kids do anything they want to do when they get ready to do it.
That's right.
And don't feel nothing about your feelings. Talk to you like you boo-boo the fool. But baby, I've learned, you didn't feel nothing when you didn't come hear me preach. Why are you making emphasis? Because the next time you preach, I probably won't be there either. And I didn't feel nothing about not showing up. Because I'm my own woman now. You know, it used to, they had my whole world. Until I realized my life is slipping by. And where's my happiness? Where's my laughter? Where's my joy? I gave everything to my kids. I was a single parent. My mom died when I was 23. My dad moved to LA had another family. I didn't have anybody. And then when I realized, wait a minute. Wait. I need me, and you need you. Because when this episode of their life is over, where are you going to be? You've had
Okay.
to experience some stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can go online, get certified, become somebody in this hour. Because you can get certified and do a live-in job peacefully, where somebody wants you to come in and live and just take care of whatever, and maybe you have the weekends off and you can go, whatever. But everything's free. You just be a caregiver. There are means to this, and it's called get up. It means get up, make it happen. Get up and make it happen. Listen, let me tell you this. I would take orders when I needed extra money because I'm a baker. And I would bake cakes. I'd set my limit to how many cakes I want to bake. So if you want my cake, you're going to pay me what I ask you for, right? If I set a certain amount of money, okay, well, I'm going to bake 25 cakes, but I'm going to need you to pay me $25 for that. Because I know what you're going to get when I give it to you. It's about getting it. God give us all a talent. It's about making things happen. And guess what? You guys got a whole great hookup here. You guys got a whole parking lot. Y'all got a church that you're faithful to. Hey, check this out. We're gonna have a hot dog sale on the parking lot. Everybody bring a pack of hot dogs. That's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 cents, and sell them for 50 cents. One big thing of chips, $7 a quarter. So now you got 50 cents and 25 cents, and all you just, come on y'all, all you have to do is do your own resources. Everybody's doing it. Every corner you look around, they have tacos. Now they got this big old thing now where they're selling gumbo. Everybody's selling what they know they're good at. And what we have to do is we have to remember we're good at some stuff. We can make stuff happen. Who has 11?
I do.
Oh, wow. You get my favorite. Oh, my, this little pearl is coming up. This is a message in a bottle. Anybody ever see that movie?
Yes.
That's what this is. And this was the message that I wrote to preach. So it goes to you.
Oh, thank you.
So who have 3?
Well,